This turned into an epic slugfest that I was not expecting. So I'm actually at the end, and I'm going to put this right at the top of the video. For those of you who can't stand listening to me talk or don't enjoy the video or whatever, it's 469 billion experience, which is the best for me. And I realize there's people out there that are up in the tens and hundreds of trillions, so I'm not a GemCraft superstar, but you know, you do what you can. So for those who are willing to read the sign above the door, which reads, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," enjoy the video. Hello, GemCrafters. I've been playing GemCraft Tracing Shadows for about a year. I've started when it came out on Armor Games, and I picked up the Steam version, and I started in a new game. Been meaning to make a video about this game just because I love it. Not that very many people are going to watch it, but you know, something to do. I am at level 9183, and I'm going for 10,000, so I thought I'd try to shoot a little video and show you what's up. If you just started, you're not going to be able to pull off what I'm about to do because you just don't have enough skills unlocked. Get all this stuff unlocked. The point distribution here is based on a guide in the Steam forums. Go check it out. It's way more than I can attempt to explain here, but that's the reasoning behind why these points are where they're at. And my talisman is, I have 6, I think I got 6 level 100 fragments. Fragment farming is a little boring. I don't particularly enjoy doing it, so I've been slacking in that department. That said, what the lowest level one I got is 88, so it's pretty beefy, but certainly nowhere near maxed out. I just wanted to show that, so if you're a relatively new player, you don't turn around and try to do what I'm about to do. So, as far as mana farming and going for big EXP is concerned, there's a handful of maps. I basically have only one entry point for the monsters, and I'm not going to do one of those because that's kind of easy and not as interesting. So I'm going to pick H7 today. It's got 2 entry points, and I'm going to try to get as much EXP as I can out of it. This isn't going to be a super epic attempt. I have a day job and a life. I simply cannot do a 40 hour game. But I should be able to do a good 8 hours, and that'll be plenty of experience for my needs, and hopefully enough to get to level 10,000. And I just kind of wanted to make a video crossing the 10,000 mark, because 10,000 is a nice round number with a bunch of zeros behind it, and humans are irrationally attracted to such numbers. I am not immune. So I'm maxing out everything except hatred and doing haunting. Let's go. Okay, this one isn't that bad. I got 2 main entry points to worry about. No monster huts. Bunch little piddly stuff to blow up. So it looks like I got the same distance either way. Okay, I do have the Gem Combiner program. There's links to get this coming off of Steam. I highly recommend it. I'm going to start with some real low level specs here. Nothing too crazy. Okay, I just made 4 mana gems. I'm going to make a kill gem. This will be a slowing gem, which I'll probably have to remove at some point just because the lag gets so retarded. I can't really do anything with the computer I'm playing on, but I will start with one at least. And we need some tower gems first for the mana farm. And some yellow tower gems for the kill gem. So, about my only gripe with this game is the lag, which I don't think you can really do anything about. It's actually, I don't know how they managed to make a fun game that lags, but they did. And my other complaint would be gem combining. If you really want to be optimal with the combines, even with the gem combiner, you're looking at a fairly significant time investment. I am not gonna chase perfection in this video. I'm gonna do the majority of my upgrading with the U button, starting now. So just a heads up, that's very inefficient. If you use the gem combiner constantly, your gems will perform a lot better than just spamming the U button like I'm about to. Now, on a couple times here, I will stop and rebuild my gems so they're much more efficient. Probably the level 20, 40, and level 60 area. But I'm not going to nurse them up in a perfect fashion just because I find it too damn tedious to bother with. Certainly, I know there's people out there that love playing that way, and kudos to you. I cannot. And I'm also not busting out a calculator, maybe later. So I use just kind of a, a dummy method. I'll just look at my damage and cut that in half. So I'm going to figure 30,000. Then I'm looking at my 80% chance to deal, the yellow text down below. Figuring from 30,000, I'm just going to add 300, 3 million, 30 million, 300 million, add some zeros on there. So I think my max damage that I can definitely count on is going to be 300 million. I realize it's more than that, but I'm just playing safe and quick. So I'm going to bomb my monsters to the point where I can take out that damage pretty safely, take out that hit points pretty safely. Looks like 150 for the first 7 waves will be as much as I'm willing to mess around with. And go. Bypassing armor. Boosting one of the mana gems. It's early, so I'll suffer a little lag here to freeze those guys on the mana farm. Okay, we got another mana boost popped up here. I'm going for the 30% increase specials, doing what I just did for the uninitiated. I'm calling it a mana boost. That's not really what it is. It's Barrage Gem Enhancement spell, which when applied to a trap makes them pretty nice. Okay, first mana lock just popped. And I have 381 billion mana to work with. Time to spam the U button. Okay, I've got insane damage now from the kill gem. So I can start bombing the hell out of incoming waves. I'm going to crank this up to 250, 260. I will bomb even more, a couple more waves in, just to get more beacons to land when the beacon rounds do come in. And I gotta upgrade my beacon killer and move it. I don't have quite covered this. I don't quite have full screen covered. Set to structure. Gonna give him a little charge so he's lit up right away. And I better check my damage here before I bomb the hell out of those giants. Let's figure 35 billion. 12, 13, 14, 15, 6, about 3, E16. No. And like I said, I'm just kind of blasting through this. You can be way more efficient if you choose to. I don't. Here we go. And my beacon kill gem is destroying all the monsters. Again, I had only gem bombed them, 150 gems, so they're not that tough, and this gem's smoking them. If you really want to be picky, you don't want that to happen. You can remove the gem, put it over on the side or in a trap, and wait for the next beacon spawn to show up. I'm too lazy. Okay, second mana lock just popped. 1 E15 mana to blow. Okay, main kill gem now is doing 13. Looks like about E24. I'm gonna wild ass guess this and see if I get close. Alright, so that kill gem, the kill gem I dedicated to beacons, probably gonna waste a bunch more monsters, don't really care. Again, hide it if you don't want that to happen. But once wave 12 comes in, I believe I'm gonna be alright. We'll see. Okay, third mana lock has opened. I'm gonna spam the U button. And I'm going to back off my gem bomber to 100 so I have a little more control. I'm actually probably going to end up doing 3, 4, 500 gem bombs per wave at this point. Because my kill gem's going to get up there enough to get away with it. And the goal there is just fill the map with beacons a little better when they do spawn. Beacons are crazy EXP, not really at this point, but later on. Which if you stick with the video and I stick with making it, you're going to be able to watch. Okay, kill gem is doing 15. E27, give or take. Okay, I'm gonna try that one at 160 beacons. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more than enough. That was 800 gems. I could clear that, but and be careful bombing the giant wave. All right, that's pretty crazy. So I'm not gonna be able to record an 8-hour video. I'm gonna stop the video here at the boring parts, or at least stop recording, and I will pick back up when interesting things happen along the way. Because I don't think anybody's gonna watch an 8-hour video, and I don't even think I have the hardware capable of recording such a thing. At any rate, here we go. Wish me luck. I didn't notice how much trees and foliage I have. I don't. Oh, that kind of stinks. I really can't get any beacons down. Maybe 50 or 60 at the most is all I'm going to get. I didn't realize all these trees were blocking so many spots. Yeah, it's not that important. I'm too lazy to clear my gem bombs. Not going to hurt anything, so I'm going to let it ride. Okay, I'm only counting about 60, 70 beacons. So, okay, I'm not going to have to gem bomb the hell out of them for the rest of the game. My apologies. I had come off a couple maps where I was able to really put down the beacons, and I had just sort of assumed that was going to be the case here, and it isn't. Anyway, turn this back on when interesting things happen. Fourth mana lock just popped open. 7.5 E20 mana to work with. Uh, the lag's getting atrocious for me already. I'm doing like 6 or 8 frames per second. I only have maybe 5,000 monsters on screen. I'm gonna stick with the slowing gem at least one more set of 6 or 7 waves here till I grow impatient enough that I can't stand it anymore. Because it does absolutely result in a lot more EXP if you're willing to put up with it. However, for the sake of playability, I'm not going to maintain that for very long. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild gems using the gem combiner at this point. I'll start with the mana gem spec. And I've got mana now, so we're going to do a little bit more extreme combine that the combiner is capable of. It's unfortunate the lag also extends to the gem combining, so I won't record all this. I'll keep this one running so you can see what I'm doing. But it's far too tedious to waste your time or mine recording it. Probably take me about 20 minutes to get these gems all rebuilt. So you just have to trust me that that is indeed what I'm doing. Okay, there you can see I have a level 10 mana gem constructed using the gem combiner. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this to about level 50. Like I said earlier, it's going to take too long, so I'm not going to record it for posterity. You're just going to have to trust that that's what I did. So I'll catch you on the far side after I have upgraded the mana gem, kill gem, and corresponding tower gems to, excuse me, amplifier gems to boost them. Alright, I completed a gem rebuild here. I have my mana gem done 100% with the gem combiner to level 50. And just by way of comparison, I think 51. Ooh, lagging. Okay, this is the one I just pretty much spam upgraded with the U button to level 51. Important stat we're looking at here is 2.4 E12 mana per hit. And as you can see, the one I've reconstructed with the gem combiner is already at 1.9 E13. One full exponent higher, and well, okay, maybe not quite a full exponent, but quite a bit more. The Bloodhound is upgraded on this one. Obviously, it's gotten in 3 million hits since I started. This one has not. So this one's doing more on the chain hit, but you'll see that it'll catch up pretty quick and will be a superior gem in short order. So I'm going to destroy the old ones and make these new ones. That took about 10 minutes actually to make this one gem. So I still got to do that 4 more times for the 4 other gems. And I'll pick the video back up afterwards. So if you don't have the gem combiner, guys, get on it. It just makes a lot more efficient gems and does combines that no mortal, well, I shouldn't say no mortal, most mortals are not going to be willing to do. I mean, if the automated one's taking 10 minutes, Lord only knows how long it's going to take you to do that manually. I've got a nice happy little level 50 kill gem rebuilt. I'm going to build a little redundancy into my kill zone at this point to handle the giants that force gem resetting, and also the giants that explode and pop out 3 little babies, which they're not too difficult when they come separate, but if you get that combination together, I've found it can be a challenge to stop them from leaking past your kill gem. So I'm going to mitigate that with 2 more kill gems and traps. I'm going to keep the old one because it will suffice. Install the new one here in the primary spot. Give them their armor boost. Whew, that lag is nasty. I might be losing that slow gem sooner than I thought. Alright, now to rebuild the gems in the amplifiers. At this point I have rebuilt all the gems to at least level 50. And I think to mitigate the lag, I'm going to have to build another kill zone up here on the top right and just take these guys out before they get on the screen. Unfortunately, it's going to take me probably 5 or 10 minutes to clear the screen, enough that it's worth recording, because I'm agonizingly slow at this point. But it is what it is. Here goes. I did put a kill gem up north here. I should start knocking these guys down once it resets. There we go. I got to get down to about 2,000 monsters to where, at least for me, it's enjoyable to play. This is not enjoyable. It's funny though. I decided to make this because I have a feeling there are a lot of people that are playing on computers that can't really handle 5,000-10,000 monsters. I know I'm not the only one. Another mana lock just cleared, so I'm going to finish building out my second kill zone. And destroy my beautiful, efficient gems with some spammy spam U upgrade. And go! Another mana lock just cleared. I'm up to 5.4 E25 for mana. I have about 3,000 monsters packed in here right now. That was the remnants of what had come down from the north. Still lagging terribly. Once they die, things hopefully get better. If they don't, I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull the slow gems, but I can live with it for a little bit longer. So, well, it's time to spam the U, bud. Coming up on wave 43, I skipped one mana unlock. All gems on the field are about level 73, give or take. At this point, I'm bombing with 600 gems in order to get the hit points and armor up high enough that mana farm does not kill them. I pulled the slowing gem from the northern traps in a bid to get down to about 2,000 monsters on screen. I got to wait a few minutes for them to clear up there. You can see I still got some slowed ones stumbling, bumbling, fumbling through there. I'm going to hold this slowing gem down here until I run out of patience, which won't be long. I realize that's a huge reduction in my mana gain, but the FPS is killing me. Okay, coming up on level 50, so we're gonna blast a bunch of gems into our Touch of Wisdom here to get the EXP bonus rolling. One level 45 gem coming right up. Blam, alright. At this point, I'm not gonna put any more effort into the mana gems up here. I'm gonna focus on the southern mana farm and kill gem. I'm gonna keep this kill gem up to speed just to keep the lag down. Again, you guys are smart. If you have a computer that's capable of handling all those monsters, then you don't want to be doing what I'm doing. Double checking the damage on my mana gems. They're doing E24. So I'm just making sure that the armor value here is more than can be breached by the mana gems. And spam the U button. So with my current level and the capabilities of my computer, I'm getting to a point where gem upgrading's just going to become heinously difficult in terms of mana. I can't hold enough monsters on screen to draw enough mana to get upgrades. For those of you who suffer from the same trouble, I have some words of relief for you. You will find the higher level your wizard level gets to, and the more skill points you invest, you're pushing up the max level gems you can create, if that makes sense. It used to be 60 was kind of my max level for a gem before it got real crazy, and then it crept up to 65, 70, 75. Now I'm like around level 80, where it starts to get to be like 10 or 20 minutes before you can do a gem upgrade. And I'm not going to get too crazy with that because I know even with the gems I got now, this will be enough probably to carry me 5 or 600 rounds into endurance, and that's plenty for what I'm attempting to do. I am going to upgrade them as much as I can before then, but nowhere near as rapidly as happened so far in the video. So I think I'll be updating a little less here on in, and I'll at least record every 50 levels. How's that sound? Coming up on level 100. Gonna bomb the Touch of Wisdom for the maximum bonus. And at this point, I got all the boosting gems to level 80 and the relevant kill and mana gems 82, 83, somewhere in there. It's taken about 5, 10 minutes to get enough mana together to do an upgrade at this point. So I'm going to go until I get tired of doing that, which won't be too much longer. And then just let the game run. So not a whole lot of excitement here, just killing, killing, killing. About to hit 3 billion experience. Oh, and I had mentioned this earlier, the beacons, getting about 600,000 per beacon kill at this point. What do we got here? 624, 619, 650. And for me, this is when the game gets to be really fun because you start plowing through these beacon spawns. And I don't know, let's say I got 50 beacons up there, so that's what, we're 30 million, 30, 40 million experience every time I clear a wave just from the beacons. And leg is still kind of stinky, but workable at this point. If I do get a lot of giants in a row, I'm going to kind of be forced to pull the slowing gem because they will lag me the hell out. But other than that, forward! Coming into wave 124, the final wave of the regular game. I'm going to let this play out, probably another 5 minutes before the map actually clears due to the lag, and head off into endurance. Okay, 5.2 billion experience for the first 120 some odd waves and 715 shadow cores. At this point, I am foregoing slowing them down altogether. I'm not really going to worry too much about mana gain. Just going to get my kill gem up as high as I possibly can. In fact, I think for the sake of the lag, I'm going to move this kill gem right to the edge of the map and take these guys out before they lag me up. And just forego all this nonsense up here. And again, it's probably the third time I said it, but if you really want to milk a map for EXP and you have a computer that can handle it, you don't have to do all this silly stuff I'm engaging in here. And I'm just going to run it until I can kill no more. And this won't be very exciting as far as recording it goes, so I'll check in at every 50 waves mark, I think, when I bomb the experience boost, the wisdom shrine, and hopefully keep this video at less than 14 hours. And what does kind of stink about endurance is you take a hit on the EXP gain. So where I just left off at level 124 in the regular game, these beacons were worth just a hair under 1,000,000. Now I've been beat back all the way back to about 50,000. Similar thing happens with the monsters. Reavers were worth about 25,000. I don't have a Reaver to mouse over here to compare, but it gets kicked down a ton too in endurance mode. But if you can manage to scrape through 40, 50 rounds of endurance, you're pretty much back up to the same experience per kill that you were at in the regular game. So the first 50 rounds of endurance are kind of bleh, and that's it. Just another reason not to record it. Coming up on level wave 150, I stopped just a little bit shy of that because these are my favorite giants. They summon a beacon when killed, which is just a big gob of experience points. So I got 999 of them coming in, which in theory is another 1,000 beacons to pop. And I have another wave of similar giants coming 2 waves later. So now we get to have beacon fun. It's a little unfortunate. It's very early in endurance, so it's not going to be hellacious experience. But hopefully this happens again later when the beacons are worth 1,000,000 experience each. And there's my touch of wisdom and go. Bacon storm must kill bacons. Yum yum. Bacon, 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 bacon. Hey, there went 6 billion. Woo. See you in 50 levels. Quick update. Real quick. I got six waves of the giants that spawn beacons. In short order, I'd say 6 of the last 10 waves. Probably you're looking at the last 2 here. And I'm just getting crazy beacon spam, so I actually went ahead and built 2 more towers because it's hard to tell because things are moving quick and I really don't know the mechanics here, but it looked like I wasn't keeping up with the beacon spawn, so I threw up 2 more towers. Anyway, you get the point. Love thy beacons. A little highlight here in wave 180, I'm going to get some nasty giants. These guys re-socket and spew out 3 spawnlings so they die, shut down your gems, and then kick out the 3 little bastards. So these are the guys that cause trouble ultimately. And what I've done there, and I said something about it earlier, but I improved it a little. I actually had 2 of my orbs stolen earlier. I was not recording. They were not able to get back through. They died trying to get out, but they did make it through. So I improved my defenses just a little bit here. Upgraded the secondary kill gem and the tertiary kill gem. Whoop. And just threw some amplifiers down to force them to cross that trap. Because what had happened, I didn't realize that they came through down here And these amplifiers weren't there at the time, so they just dodged my trap. I guess I wasn't as clever as I thought. Anyway, I'll let this play and we'll see how they do. Also, on a side note, it seems like in Endurance, they like to, all of a sudden the Reavers disappear and you get stuck with Giants and Swarmlings. And Swarmlings can end up acting just like the little spawnlings that pop out of these giants. A big giant will come in and shut down your gems, and these little swarmlings will come blazing through there. So I don't know how other people handle it. I just set up a second and third trap if needed to catch them. And usually they get it on the way back. Even if you only do one trap, they usually die on the return trip. But then you get into what if you get two or three or four of these type of giants? Then you start getting some mayhem. So I'm probably a little too careful. You can see I got a little leakage up north, but second trap's taking them out. About to spawn wave 200. Maxing out Touch of Wisdom. Haven't seen a Reaver since wave 124. And not much else to report. Just shy of wave 250. Let's bomb the Wisdom Shrine. 23.5 billion experience so far, and I have reached the point where the incoming experience is commensurate with where I left off at round 124 in the regular game. This to me is the point where the game is the most fun because right now I'm getting more experience than where I left off in the regular game, and you just kind of ride this as long as you can until your gems no longer have enough strength to kill the creeps. I might get my main kill gem to level 90 before it's all said and done. But for right now, E47 looks to be my damage range, and that should get me pretty far here. I'm gonna hope for, well, I'm gonna have to start backing off on the number of gems I bomb them with when I get to that point, but I should get a good 100 or 200 waves here of just rolling around in experience points. We'll see. And my kill gem for the beacons is falling a little short here, taking too many shots. That's better. Just shy of wave 300. Let's bomb the Wisdom Shrine. Coming up on 38 billion experience here pretty quick. And this level did did not give me a lot of beacon spawners here the last 50 waves. Hopefully they bring some more. I got one coming up though. He's dying right now. Bring the bacon. Just shy of 2 million per beacon at this point. Well, 1.7 we'll call it. We better say a little bit more than just shy, but you get the picture. Wave 350. Ooh, and I see a beacon spawner coming up at wave 353. Getting about 2.2 million per beacon at this point. Just crossed 60 billion experience. Bomb the shrine. Touch of wisdom. Spark. I keep calling that a shrine. I don't know why I'm doing that. Bomb everything. Bacon. $2.4 million, 2.6, 2.5. I'm gonna call it 2.5 million per beacon. Little disappointed. I wish I would have chose a map with more open space. I've played other maps where there were in excess of 100 beacons up every time the spawn rolled through. I was hoping for 100 billion experience. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, and I think the beacons have a lot to do with that. But oh well. Onward. My EXPometer up here is going crazy right now. I got 4 active groups of beacon spawning giants, which is freaking wonderful. I'm pushing 3 million per beacon at this point. Mmm, bacon. Bacon's everywhere. Fry the bacons. Revel in the glory of the bacons. Alright, enough messing around, right? See you at wave 400 if I make it. Oh, that's nice. 75 billion. Wave 400, I'm still kicking. Let's bomb the wisdom shrine. Spark. I had some nice beacon spawning giants. 3-4 waves helped propel me just over 100 billion. At this point, I'm pretty pleased with the game, and normally I would quit just because I've been playing for hours, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to see how far I can get. I had been bombing them with 600 gems. Their hit points are getting high enough now that I've backed off to about 540. Might have to back off again while you're watching, but I'll show you what I'm up to. No calculator. You can get this a lot closer if you put a little more thought into it. Plus, I'm playing very carefully. I managed to get the kill gem up to level 90. Probably not gonna get it any higher. I'm just looking at the exponential number. So I got E26, E21, and I'm going, all right, E47, and I'm calling that my limit. Realistically, it would probably be able to kill E48, E49, E50, maybe even slowed, and maybe not the E50, but I like to err on the side of extreme caution because I don't know. I like to play as long as I can keep the EXP rolling in. I do. And I'm still managing to bring 999 monsters, and their hit points are only at 1.2 E46. So I'm plenty safe at the moment. And I'll come visit you again at wave 450. Now I'm starting to wonder how far I can get. It's a pretty good game for me. I realize there's people out there doing tens and hundreds of trillions of experience at this point, but baby steps. Gotta start somewhere. Wave 450. I bombed everything before I started recording. Got the Touch of Wisdom maxed out. Coming up on 150 billion experience. And I am on the downhill slope of doom at this point. The monster hit points of the giants are exceeding my capability to destroy them, and that if I bomb them to a 999 giant. So I'm just a little bit south of 999. Not a big deal right now. 967, that's close enough for government work. But nonetheless, that means my doom is imminent. Plenty of experience to be had yet, but the smooth sailing, watch your EXPO meter go crazy part is slowly coming to a dreadful end. Just want to see real quick, what are we doing for beacon experience? 4.5 million? Yeah, give or take. Wave 500. I think this is the furthest I've made it in endurance. Well, and still been bombing the waves anyway. There's our Touch of Wisdom. At this point, I can only bomb the giants to about 800 creatures. So I'm having to back off fairly hefty on that. And that's that. Bada boom, bada bing. Hopefully I'll be back for a report at 550. Coming up on 216 billion experience. Way further than I thought I was going to go. But who's going to complain about that? Not me. The beacon spawning giants active, I was doing 100 million EXP per second, give or take. That's crazy fun. Well, round 550 and still kicking. Let's bomb. Down to only being able to handle about 600 giants at this point. I had a little excitement just now. I had 2 waves of the giants that knock your gems out, and that allowed 5 or 6 of them to break through. And their hit points are getting so ridiculous now. Just barely was able to kill them on the trip back. So I still have all my orbs. I got a little greedy, to be honest. I guess this whole game I've been telling you. Let me mouse over that I was at about E47 for max damage, and I bombed one wave to high E47. I think it was 8.9 E47 hit points, and that was just enough that they were able to squeak through about a dozen of them, and things got a little dangerous. So I'm riding right on the edge of what my kill gem can handle. I guess I verified that. And we'll see if I make it to 600. Sure as heck made it further than I was expecting to. I'm going to need to take a break here. This has turned into an epic gaming session for this guy. Maybe not you. I know there's some hardcore mofos out there, but what do we got here? 271 billion, over a quarter of a trillion EXP. That's great. I think I'm going to make my level 10,000. Wave 600. I feel a lot better. I just had a nice, nasty, greasy chicken sandwich from Burger King. Whew. Bomb the touch of wisdom. And let's bomb the rest. What am I running here? I'm less than 500 giants at this point. Still able to max out the Swarmlings. But that's putting a pretty big dent in my EXP returns. I just hit a third of a trillion EXP, which is a personal best for me. I think even better than the Armor Games version I played last year. .1 E47, that's a little hot. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling brave. We'll see what happens. Getting about 7 million per beacon at this point. Though I can only call 500 giants on the beacon waves, but who's gonna complain? Wave 650 coming up. Drop the bomb. Only pulling about just under 400 giants at this point. And I'm no longer maxing out the beacon spam, because I can't. They have too many hit points then. So I'm getting to the end of my rope. Still doing alright on the Swarmlings though. 1,000 of them at a 500,000. I'm not gonna cry. Creeping up on 400 billion. And go! I don't know if I'm gonna see you at level 700 or not. Sure gonna try. If any of you have ever spent some quality time in a skyscraper or otherwise very tall building, and you jump in the elevator, you'll notice they oftentimes skip the 13th floor. A little bit of superstition, 13 being regarded as an unlucky number in some circles. Well, in a game that can push 1,000 waves, I'm thinking of a floor I'm gonna skip. Phew, made it. Well, that was exciting. I'm going to make it to wave 700, but by the skin of my teeth, I got overwhelmed by some giants that resocket gems, and then 3 waves of swarmlings coming in behind them. Swarmlings on crystal meth or something. They just ran right in there and stole all my orbs. I still have 3 on the map. It's been an ongoing battle for the last 20 minutes. I'll drop a big gem in these traps and try to kill the monster carrying away the orb, but they are slowly but surely getting the best of me. I can't really defend this corner because this road is 1 lane. I can't put a trap on it. So I fought with them for quite a bit here, but they're winning and they're taking away my orbs. That's all right. I started out thinking 100 billion, and I managed to do quite a bit better than that. So at this point, I'm taking what I can get. I'm barely bombing the giants. What did I do here? 400 gem bombs on the giants. I'm still bombing the swarmlings pretty well, but I am under 999 at this point. I could push it, but the last time I pushed it, I lost all my orbs, as you can see. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 750, but I've been saying that for the last 100 levels, so who knows? And this is kind of amusing. This little guy here, I think he's so amped up from the adaptive carapace and having gone through my orb here, he's basically unkillable at this point. What has he got here? E56 hit points. So I have 1 swarmling who's invincible at this point and is just running a loop over and over. I can't do anything. What can I do to that guy? Curse him. Still E50. What has he got? 3.6 E56. Yeah, that dude's gonna be running around till I die. Anyway. The super swarmling. It's like foreshadowing what's about to happen, like a bad book. I didn't realize that super swarmling that was running laps, he started counting, I guess, for a worse and worse mana hit, and he ran about 100 laps. I couldn't kill him, and he wiped me out. Destroyed my orb. I didn't even expect that to happen, so I wasn't filming. That's sort of a letdown for an ending. Anyway, there it is, 469 billion. And I think I'm going to stop and record again because I think I better make this the intro. I don't know how the hell I'm going to edit uh, this down to some kind of size that people are going to be willing to watch on YouTube. It'll be fun trying. That'll take me longer than this damn game. Anyway, thanks for watching. What did I get for 3,000 shadow cores? So that doesn't hurt either. I can go farm some more. Anyway, yeah. For the brave souls who made it to the end, thank you for watching. I'm impressed you made it. And have an awesome day and a week. And one last thing to take care of. I'm pretty sure I hit my level 10,000. Let's see what goes on here. 10,754. I guess now what? I'm gonna have to try for 20,000.